You already lost her, or did you? I got this wrong for years, not once, not twice, multiple times. Different women, different situations, same mistake every single time. I'd be talking to someone. Conversation would feel good, easy, natural. And then I'd walk away and immediately convince myself, nah, she's just being friendly. She's like that with everyone. Don't read into it, and then nothing would happen. Not because she wasn't interested, because I talked myself out of believing she was. I'm not saying this to be relatable. I'm saying it because I genuinely think this is one of the most common and most quietly painful things that happens to men. Not rejection, self-rejection. Deciding it's nothing before you even give it a chance to be something. So today I want to talk about that. Specifically, the signals men consistently misread as disinterest. And why we miss them. Why we get this so wrong? Here's the thing nobody really explains properly. Men and women experience attraction differently, not better or worse, just differently. When a man feels attracted to someone, he usually knows it fast. It's direct, forward-moving. He sees someone and thinks, I want to talk to her. Simple. For most women, it doesn't work that way. Attraction for them tends to start as something quieter, almost like curiosity before it becomes anything else. And while that curiosity is building, she's not going to announce it. She's going to signal it. Small things, subtle things. Things that are easy to dismiss if you're not paying attention or if you've already decided she's not interested. Think about it like this. Imagine you're tuning an old radio. The station is broadcasting. The signal is there. But if your dial is even slightly off, all you hear is static. You assume nothing is coming through. But the broadcast never stopped. You just weren't tuned in. It's what's happening with most men and female attraction signals. She's broadcasting. You're picking up static and you walk away thinking, nothing there. So let's fix the dial. He eye contact you. Keep misreading. Okay, so this one is first because it's the most common and the most misunderstood. You glance up. Your eyes meet hers. And then she looks away. And you immediately think she's not interested. She was. She'd hold it, right? Wrong. Completely backwards, actually. It's when someone feels nothing, genuinely nothing, they look away. And that's it. Done. Their attention just moves on to the next thing in the room. No second thought? But when someone feels something, even something small, just a flicker of curiosity, looking away is almost involuntary. It's not dismissal, it's the opposite. It's the body reacting to a feeling it wasn't quite prepared for. And here's what you need to watch for instead of that first glance. Does she look back? That second look? That's the whole signal, because that one isn't reflex. That one is her checking. Did he notice? Is he still there? Did that moment register for him too? My friend Raymond lives in Philadelphia, mid-50s, recently divorced after a long marriage. He told me he went to a neighborhood event last summer and spent the whole night convinced a woman there had no interest in him because every time their eyes met, she looked away quickly. He left without saying a word to her. His neighbor, who knew the woman, told him 2 weeks later that she'd asked about him, wanted to know if he was single. He had misread every single glance as rejection. Every one of them was actually the opposite. She keeps ending up near you. This one is so easy to dismiss as coincidence that most men never even consider it. But pay attention here. When a woman feels genuinely nothing toward someone, she doesn't orbit them. She just exists in the space and moves wherever feels natural. There's no pull in any direction. But when something is there, even something she hasn't fully admitted to herself yet, she creates proximity. Not obviously. Not in a way that draws attention, just she ends up near you again and again. She picks the seat closest to where you're standing. She joins the conversation you're already in. She finds a reason to be in the same corner of the room. Each individual moment looks like nothing. But the pattern across an evening tells a completely different story. Here's how I think about it. If you know how a plant grows toward light, it doesn't announce it, it doesn't make a big move. It's just slowly, gradually, almost invisibly leans in the direction of what it needs. You wouldn't look at a plant and say, oh, it's just a coincidence, it's facing the window. That quiet, consistent lean is exactly what proximity looks like when attraction is building. She's not chasing, she's gravitating. Those are completely different things, and one of them is very easy to miss. The compliment that wasn't about your shoes. There are two kinds of compliments, and they mean very different things. Surface compliments are fast, automatic almost. Nice jacket, cool watch, you look good today. These are social lubricant, friendly, warm, but not particularly revealing. Then there's the other kind. You're easy to talk to. Something calm about you. I feel comfortable around you. I really like your energy. When a woman says something like that, stop, because that is not small talk. That is not politeness. She just told you something about how her nervous system responds to you. And that matters enormously because comfort and safety aren't things women feel randomly. They feel them when something real is there underneath. I know a guy named Carl, lives in Seattle, quiet man, 62 years old. He told me a woman he'd been having coffee with regularly kept saying things like, I don't know why, but I just feel really at ease with you. You're different from most people I talk to. He took it as a compliment about his listening skills, filed it away as friendship. It took a mutual friend spelling it out to him directly before he understood what she'd actually been saying for months. She wasn't describing his conversational technique. She was describing how she felt around him, and that feeling had a name. He just didn't recognize it. Her body is saying something, her mouth isn't. This one is subtle, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. When people feel genuinely comfortable and drawn toward someone, their body starts to sync up with that person without them realizing it. You shift your posture, and a few seconds later, they shift theirs. You slow your speech down, and their pace follows. You lean slightly forward, and they mirror it back. This isn't something anyone does on purpose. It happens below conscious thought. The nervous system just does it when it feels safe and connected. So if you're in a conversation and you notice she's sitting the way you're sitting, her energy matches yours. She laughs when you're relaxed and gets quieter when you get quieter. Pay attention to that. That synchronization is not nothing. It's her nervous system saying, I feel something here, even if her brain hasn't caught up yet. What to actually do with any of this? Okay, so here's where I want to be real with you for a second. Knowing all of this is only useful if it changes something about how you show up. So let me tell you what actually helps. Start noticing patterns instead of isolated moments. 1 glance means nothing. 3 glances across an evening means something. 1 moment near you could be coincidence. 5 moments near you across 2 hours is not coincidence. Train yourself to zoom out and look at the whole picture instead of picking apart individual moments. Stop deciding for her. This is the big one. Every time you tell yourself she's just being friendly, she's like this with everyone. Don't read into it. You are making a decision that isn't yours to make. You don't actually know what she's feeling. You're guessing. And you're guessing in the direction that protects you from rejection, but also guarantees nothing ever happens. Practice staying in the moment instead of evaluating it. When you're busy analyzing whether she's interested, you're not actually present in the conversation. And presence, real unhurried presence, is what creates the kind of connection that makes her more interested. The analysis is working against you in real time. Raymond, the guy from Philadelphia, told me that after he found out what he'd missed, he made himself one rule. He decided that the next time he felt something in a conversation, he would just stay in it, not analyze it, not talk himself out of it. Just stay there and be a real person having a real conversation. 6 months later, he met someone at a community dinner. He noticed the glances. He noticed she kept finding reasons to be near him. He stayed present. He eventually just said simply and directly, I'd like to take you to dinner sometime. She said yes before he finished the sentence. Here's something I think is worth saying out loud. A lot of men who miss these signals aren't missing them because they're unobservant. They're missing them because somewhere along the way they've decided they probably weren't the kind of person who gets those signals. And that decision, that quiet background assumption, filters everything. You see a glance and dismiss it. You feel proximity and call it coincidence. You hear a warm compliment and file it under friendly. Not because the evidence isn't there, it's because you've already decided the verdict. The men who start actually seeing these signals don't suddenly develop superhuman perception. They just update the assumption. They decide, maybe I'm worth noticing. Maybe that moment was real. Okay, maybe I don't need to talk myself out of every single thing before it has a chance to become something. Okay, that shift is internal. Nobody can hand it to you, but it's the whole thing. Here's what I want to leave you with. Traction isn't a spotlight. It doesn't announce itself from across the room. It's more like a slow tide, quiet, steady, easy to miss if you're not standing at the shore paying attention. You've probably been standing with your back to the water. Turn around. Not every signal you've been dismissing as nothing is nothing. Some of them were everything. And the only question worth sitting with tonight is this. What would you do differently tomorrow if you actually believed you were worth noticing? That answer is yours to figure out. I'll see you in the next one.